Launching Solidworks. When we first go to our desktop and launch our Solidworks 2022, we're going to come into this screen, and I clicked out of it. So the Welcome Solidworks will come up if you like using this part of the interface. Just don't use the part assembly drawing. I'll point to those, but typically we're going to go into advanced. So you can get to advanced from here. But most of the time, I'm going to go up to new. Also, there is a box that shows up when it first launches that says show this, don't show this again. We always have access to it through the icon. It's just a matter of will it show up when you launch. All right, so starting out with just the splash screen, we're going to run around real quick to the pull down menus. If we have enough room, I am on a wide format screen. I'm trying this out for this semester, a little bit different. I want to be able to move the screen around a little bit, so we'll see how that works. But the menus across the top, those look like I have everything and pretty well organized. All right, so anywhere you see a push pin is when it's not pushed, it will collapse, and when we expand and push, then it will stay. So instead of the little greater than symbol or little arrow, now I have the push pin. Going across the top, we had the welcome. We also have the new, open, save, print, and there's nothing to save, nothing to print, so those are going to be grayed out. We'll spend a little time with the options, but just be aware anytime you see the icon and it highlights and it has an arrow next to it, we can either hit the icon directly, and once it's clicked on, it will launch, or if I do the pull down, then I'm going to see other available options. One thing with the button size, well, we'll see how this looks on this video, but if we change the size, usually it's going to tell you have to restart SolidWorks for the changes to take effect or to finalize the spacing. We have a search command, but then also the search topics apply to help, looking for files and models, and then the My SolidWorks website. The login to SolidWorks or your profile on SolidWorks is optional. There are some videos and resources available. It's kind of nice to have. More so, that is the newer licensing structure that because we can install this on the commercial version on one computer and then log in. If I install it on another computer, it'll log me out of the first computer and let me log into the second computer, but only one login at a time. So the question marks, things that we would be doing here, and it kicked off of the screen, so that's not going to work. But if I come down to license, I can see activate, deactivate, and show. Shouldn't have to do that too often. So the minimize, maximize, and close apply to the program. When we're in a file, we'll have another row with those icons to be able to manipulate those functions. All right, so the resources, we'll take a look at Property Tab Builder later on, the Resource Monitor, Performance, and Copy Settings Wizard. Probably not too much in there. We are interested in the design library. The toolbox only gets applied. We can only drag and drop that library of hardware, those components, into an assembly, so it doesn't do us much good to start off with, but we will utilize it later on. And then the content, I haven't looked through that one, so blocks, robotics, routing, and I know that there's additional items that we can add to that. And would have sworn that I told it not to install any of the other fun stuff, but it looks like it put that one in there. So File Explorer, looking at the desktop, or If we have files open, it will tell us which files are open in memory in the background and which files are currently active, as in open and ready to go. The view palette is only available in drawings, so that's going to be grayed out until we can use its functionality. The appearances, scenes, and decals we can kind of tinker with in the parts assemblies and manage colors of the components, textures, those types of things. And then the property tab builder is controlling metadata, which is the same as if we have a file open, going to the file properties, just a little bit easier interface. Coming around on the bottom, not sure what that one's looking for. I guess it's giving me a tooltip. Usually it on the status bar, it tells me what version or what we're doing. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up. I have several ways to do everything. So if you do the pull down menu, it's new or control N if you like the hotkeys. I would say most of the time I'm going to go to new. And since this is the first time I've launched the software, I'm going to stay with inch, pounds, and seconds. ISO or ANSI, I don't really care. I left it in ISO about 10 years ago, and there's things I like about the ISO standard, some of the things that ANSI doesn't do, and I just go back and forth. This is not a hard setting that is there forever. We can adjust it as needed. So, okay. And it brings up our SolidWorks, new SolidWorks document. And just like the welcome screen, I don't really want to use these because it's going to the default templates, and the default templates are not my templates. So if we go to advanced, these are still the default templates, but these are what I'm going to update and make new so that I can build the types of things that I want. My general rule is if I go into the options or I open up a part and I change something 2 or 3 times, it's time to add it to a template and just make it part of the file when it opens. So if we open up a part, just real quick, the model-based definitions is a range, and it has built-in tolerances and built-in some of the sizing. We're not really going down that path right now, so I'm going to stay in templates and go into the part. So my screen is pretty wild. So this is a fresh install, and let's see, how are we doing on time? I want to go ahead and create my first template, so I'm going to pause the video here. And in the next video, we will make some adjustments to this because I can already tell that this is not the way that I like to work. So first thing is make it comfortable for yourself and be able to navigate and find some of these things. So we'll come back in the next video to do that.